Okay. Hi, Shay.
Hi, Brianna.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm good.
You good?
I'm solid. I got all my barrettes in place, so
You got
I'm fine.
your barrettes?
Jesus.
She does.
Like,
Too bad they're not those like plastic ones that have like little ducks on them, where like
I used to
little
have those
bubbles. Mm-hmm. Or what else do they have on them? Like,
I just remember the
why
little
were
ducks.
the ducks?
Because they were yellow.
There was
and ducks
wasn't
yellow.
there a kitten one? Then there were pink.
There were some pink ones, but I don't know.
pink.
I think it was a bow or something like that.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
It's true.
Anyway, what are you drinking?
Well,
I'm
just
not drinking
I'm
that.
just drinking the rest of this beer.
What's
It's
that?
sweet water. It's really good.
Oh, they're over in Fort Collins now.
Yeah, and they're actually really, really tasty.
Is it?
Yeah,
Isn't
I
it?
highly recommend.
Where is it from originally? Like
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay. Okay, Sweetwater, we see you. Is it good? Blue? Is it blue?
Yeah,
actually,
they actually have this great one. It's a pale ale, and they with lavender in it. And I'm not a big pale ale person because I like easy drinking because I'm a 36-year-old woman, and I guess I'm putting everybody in that boat, which a lot of ladies
don't like
IPAs.
that.
I just don't like hoppy crap. But anyway, that's really good. It's really easy drinking. So I highly recommend if you need like a little change up in your Fort Collins brewery scene.
I have a brewery shout out actually.
Ooh.
I was working with Project Pizza. Shout out to them. The little wood fire pizza truck that I work on sometimes. We were at Wibby Brewery.
Yes.
Brewery in Longmont. And it's like a lager house.
That place is great. I've been there.
I like my new favorite beers from there. It's like this amber lager something,
That stuff is really good.
and they're good. And it has a sweet fucking setup. It's huge. They have a huge outdoor space. Like they have music all summer, I guess. I don't know. It was cool. Anyways, breweries. All right. Well, you're drinking beer.
But now I'm drinking this.
Well, what else are we drinking? I guess we'll just start with
I'm not an
drinks.
alcoholic
What are
or
we
anything.
drinking today, shall we?
Yeah, you tell us.
Look at this orange delight.
It is.
Orange, you glad I made this with oranges? Wait. Okay, so really, this isn't just oranges and Topo Chico.
It's a lot
like
of
you
vodka.
probably thought I did, which I was thinking about doing, but I didn't.
We didn't. Well, we don't have. We've been in a Topo Chico crisis. Haven't had it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't. Well, good
So
thing
if you
we've made
hashtag
do.
sponsored us, we could.
I know. We could get the ball rolling on Topo Chico. 2 people, and actually one person last week told me, they're like, are you sponsored by Topo Chico yet? I'm like, no, we're not. And
We're
they're
getting
like,
there.
I drink Topo Chico because of you. And I was like, I know.
Do you hear that, Coca-Cola?
You hear that? Hear it?
Just saying.
Do you hear it?
Shout out
Papa,
to your mama.
can you hear me? My mom. Mm-hmm. Sweet. But anyways, what's in this drink?
sticky.
We're drinking
It's a probiotic.
a bunch of fucking squeezed orange juice, oranges. I can't
Lot of
fucking
oranges.
talk. And then
it's like what I want an Orange Julius to be.
yeah, and then it's orange squeeze Olipop, which is the orange prebiotic delicious beverage that doesn't have like sugar and has really good like crazy cactus fiber and fucking aloe juice and
Very prickly.
calendula flower
I think you just like saying that.
essence. I do like saying
You do like saying that.
calendula.
Obligata.
Exactly. But yeah, so I mixed that with some vodka to balance it out, balance those prebiotics.
Get the upper and the downer. It's great.
I'm sure
just
it,
cancels
I'm
each
sure
other
it keeps
out.
it right alive in there.
100%.
But it tastes delicious.
It does taste delicious.
And we put a bunch of oranges in it, and the oranges right now are delicious because it's orange season.
It is.
It's probably coming to
I'm getting all my
close.
vitamin C's.
Yeah, we have lots of vitamin C today. Something I did want to talk to you about.
Me or just them?
Everyone.
Okay.
Have you watched the new Kristen Bell show?
The what?
The new Kristen Bell show about the lady across the street in the house
with that ridiculous,
with the
cat
window.
and the hat and the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and
I have not watched that.
and the green eggs and ham, and the green grass grows all around. That one.
Yes.
Don't.
Why?
It's so dumb. And I just want to
Aw,
know
that makes
if
me
people
sad.
also think that it was so ridiculous.
Is it like a murder
and so
mystery?
stupid. Yeah, and then the end is like, are you fucking kidding me? I want to just tell you guys. Can we have like a fucking
Like, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Are you going to watch it?
No.
Don't.
Okay. We got it.
The little girl ends up being the killer, and then they have this crazy fucking stupid battle scene in the end, and it's like a little girl across the street, and then it's just stupid, like ridiculous, like her husband, like she thought her husband died, and then it turns out he's the therapist that she always talks to on the phone, and then just ridiculous dialogue the whole time. And I didn't really watch the whole thing. I just watched bits and pieces. Chris watched it.
Okay.
But I watched the end, and I was like, this is the fucking end. You didn't... I was like, this
How
could have
old
been
is
an
this-
hour-long movie.
How old is this child supposed to be?
She's like 8.
Oh, okay.
She shoots her with a gun. She like stabs her. It's insane. It's like, I understand, like, you know, there's like, you know, Rosemary's Child and all this shit.
I can understand how that's real, but like, yeah, no,
Not that, but...
I'm just joking.
But like, it was just a weird choice.
Okay. Well, I chose to...
Weird choices.
So I think that came out this week or last week. And so did Tinder Swindler.
Oh.
And that was a wild ride, you
Was
guys.
that a documentary?
That was a wild ride. Yeah.
Is that a documentary?
It's a documentary. It's just an hour and like, no, it's just about 2 hours. And it's about this guy who like swindled a bunch of ladies and...
A bunch of them?
Yeah. Collectively, which is, this is like, because you can look this up, but like, collectively, he has stolen over $10 million over the court, like through his many swipes. I don't want to spoil it. So that one, like, because you should watch that one, and that one's really, really good. Okay. I'm just like, yeah, and this is why I don't trust any of my swipes.
Can't trust your swipes. Hashtag can't trust your swipes.
Only in the bathroom. So.
But you can trust your wipes. Mm-hmm. With your own hand.
Yep, you sure can.
Anyways, can't trust your swipes.
Jesus Christ.
That is insane. He doesn't kill anyone?
No, it's not. It's just about him just stealing money. And it's just a wild ride.
Or because there's...
It's hard because you don't want to victim blame them, but sometimes it's really, really hard because when you watch it, you're just like...
How could you agree to this?
Right. So it's just...
How do you not see the signs?
But you do feel bad for them because it is really awful what happened to them. But... it's just also, Anyway, I don't want to spoil it. You should watch it.
Tinder Swindler.
Yeah, just like that. That's exactly the theme song. How'd you know?
Tinder Swindler. Cowabunga, dude. I don't know. Anyways,
so
tell me if you guys hated that show or not, or if I'm just like overreacting. But
I feel like you're a pretty good judge of shows.
I am. I'm a great judge of character in lots of avenues.
Of characters
music,
in shows,
characters in shows, movies. But sometimes I also am partial. Anyway, who knows?
That's 4 things.
Who fucking knows?
Okay.
All right. What did you roll?
I rolled. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I rolled food.
Oh, she rolled food today.
I rolled food.
I was thinking we haven't done food in a while, and I forgot. Pretty much forgot what I rolled, but I guessed right. So
you did. Good. Crime.
I rolled crime, guys, and at first I was like, I'm not going to do anything like crazy because I really, I can't get into a crime story, which is probably good.
It's like my lullaby because I'm a psycho.
But yeah, but then I kind of switched paths and I found a psycho story, so.
Like a psycho killer?
Buckle in, guys.
Buckle
this is
in,
a little
not up. So I'm going
creepy.
up the crazy.
Yeah, we're buckling in because this is a very wild ride. Oh. Buckling up, you're like, yeah, I'm just going to do it because it's the law. And it'll save my life. But buckling in is like, I'm fucking ready for this ride. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally, because it's also against the law. What's going to happen? Yes.
Yes, it's a crime. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'm waiting for you to press the button.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to see you guys on the flip side. Yep. And
I'm going to try and hit this with my toe.
Bye, family and friends. Thanks for joining us on IG Live.
Jesus Christ.
You just saw that head bump if you were watching.
We're very comical and hilarious. Oh gosh.
I also almost just spilled my drink. I'm going to move my drink.
Okay.
And then I'm going to end the live.
Okay, I'm ready for this ride.
You ready for this crime story for you today that is surprisingly
always?
Little bloody.
Oh, yes, my face.
Sunday Bloody Sunday, am I right? Just kidding. That's gross. Okay, here we go. Today we're talking about Elizabeth Báthory. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
I don't know if that's how you exactly say her name. She is a Hungarian.
Okay.
But her name is Elizabeth Báthory. and she was a Hungarian noblewoman.
Okay.
Who was accused of killing a bunch of young girls from 1590 to 1610. Among other horrendous acts she made towards them. Acts she made?
No, actually was...
She
acts.
drew out. No, what's the word? She
cast upon them? Like a witch?
Yeah, she was probably a witch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's the correct form of that
arts.
sentence, but like we're not using the sentence correctly, so that's why the words aren't flowing.
Other horrendous acts towards them. She committed.
Okay.
Committed.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Committed. That's a good way to say that. That's one way.
It's pretty much the only way.
Wow, here we go. She actually, fun fact, holds the Guinness World Record for the most prolific female murderer, which there is apparently a world record, a Guinness Book of World Record for that.
Can you imagine being knee high?
I guess I always think that like Guinness Book of World Records, they had to be like, hey, guess what? Do you want to break this record? So when someone is like the Guinness Book of World Record holder for female murder, it's like I feel like it's like an award.
Right, then you're rewarding that behavior. She's like, you know what?
But hopefully it wasn't like,
yeah,
here's a check.
Right, like I can put this.
Except this was the 1600s, so I don't think the Guinness Book of World Records.
I'm pretty sure it was post. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say.
I don't think it really was around then. So another fun fact, she is said to have been one of the sources of inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that insane? Okay, so you ready for this? So here's another fucking... Yeah, Dracula wasn't based on a dude. It was based on this lady. Oh. So get ready. Yikes.
I'm a little worried about this.
So Bathory was born in Gibraltar, Hungary, on August 7th, 1560. She was a Leo sign. Also, August 7th is my nephew's birthday. Anyways, so she was born into a very distinguished Hungarian family, which included kings, cardinals, knights, judges. One uncle was the king of Poland. A nephew was the prince of Transylvania. But her family tree also featured some bad apples, if you will.
Okay.
One of her uncles instructed her on Satanism, and the other aunt taught her about sadomasochism. So we'll get into that a little later.
Okay, so I'll just take I will just take the uncle that's just a really hard alcoholic.
Yeah,
that sounds
something
way lighter than what's going on in her family
tree. He was
tree.
Addicted to alcohol.
No, I don't think it was.
So maybe he was too. Maybe that. Anyway, Bathory Elizabeth grew up in a time of turmoil and war in the Turkish Empire, and during this time, Hungary and Transylvania were stuck in a religious strife, which led to vast cults and witchcraft being very prominent. At this time. So, at the age of 11, Miss Elizabeth, who was considered a beautiful, well-educated girl at age 11, became engaged.
Well, as you do.
To Count Ferenc Nadasti, who was 16, so at least he wasn't like 28.
Sure. But it's 1590. She's already half dead. So right. I get that.
You're right. So, but they had a long engagement. They prolonged the engagement. She got married at 15.
Okay.
They got engaged when she was 11.
Well, thank God she was of childbearing age.
Yes. Yes, they got married May 8th, 1575.
Sarcasm in my voice, but yes.
Yeah, seriously. At least they saved themselves.
I mean, that was really noble of him.
I mean,
to not marry
they were noblemen.
An actual child.
He was a nobleman. She was a noble woman. Okay, so
if she is barely a woman. Child.
She is a monster. Okay, so some accounts of her life include her giving birth to an illegitimate child fathered by another man before her marriage, but I only really saw that
before she was 15?
Yeah, I guess. So like during that time, I mean, she could have done it, but I don't know how that could have happened. So it was that was just one recollection that I didn't find much more about, but I thought it was kind of
that's fair.
Anyways, so after they married, they moved to Savar to be in his family's castle that was actually gifted to her after the wedding.
You know how that goes.
whole castle.
That whole fairy tale goes.
Whole fucking castle.
Just get yourself a castle.
She was the king.
I can't even buy a condo, but she gets a castle.
Yeah, it's fine. It's $15.90. She's a witch, so it's fine.
Sure.
She wasn't. She was more than a witch.
Sounds like it.
So, her wedding. Just a little side note. Had 5,000 guests.
5,000
what?
guests?
Did they just invite every important person in the world that they knew existed?
Fuck important people. They probably invited peasants.
They're just 5,000 people. Anyways.
Okay.
So, Savar, which is where they lived, is where Bathory was educated and influenced by her crazy aunt Carla. Oh, this is where Auntie Carla comes in, and she trained her. Her name was Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
And then
Carla.
Aunt Carla is the aunt.
That's not
aunt. And she trained her in sadomasochism and initiated her into the torture of young servant girls.
What a nice lady.
Here we go. Let's take on the family roots.
Jesus.
God damn it. So that was really loud. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
So, with this, Bathory became obsessed with black arts. As you do when
you're newlywed and you just need a hobby.
Crazy. And so Bathory had also had a close inner circle of friends.
Okay.
They were thought to be witches. And they all practiced this sadomasochist, sexual games, and would later on in life assist her in her lust for blood and beauty.
Oh, so it's like the first key party.
Yeah, it's great.
Perfect.
What is that?
Oh, that was like a big thing in the 60s or the 50s, where couples would come and they would put keys in a big bowl. Yeah, and then whoever you bought was guess I'm gonna go, whether you want it or not. Either you're gonna have sex with me or you're gonna get raped later. So you figured out what you want to be.
Yeah. So kind of like that,
of, but
with
worse.
Blood and stuff
and murder
and weird shit. So in 1578, Ferenc, her husband, took a post leading the Hungarian troops against the Ottomans, and he was known as the Black Knight of Hungary. Mm-hmm. And during his posting and the subsequent long war, he was feared due to his extreme cruelty towards prisoners.
Oh, okay.
So he was a little twisted too, it sounds like.
He sounds nice.
So while her husband was away on campaign, Elizabeth would maintain the family estates, comprising of 17 villages. And also there are reports while he was away that she... Oh, sorry. I wanted to say this before. Mm-hmm. There were many reports of her assisting desolate women and poor villagers in as the countess, in her town. But it was also during this period that the first evidence of Elizabeth's evil nature appeared. So it was was she actually helping these women, or was she taking them in and doing weird shit to them?
Correct.
So, because back then they didn't care what people that weren't noble people, what happened to them. So, anyways, it was also said that while Ferenc was away at war, Elizabeth would ask him to send letters to her describing the sadistic torture techniques he was using on his prisoners.
Oh.
And a countess
a great
apparently...
Dear John letter.
Yes, right?
Yeah,
just
it's
a
nice.
really nice...
Thinking about your eyes and how I would like to gouge them out of your skull.
Yeah, except it was just... Yeah, probably even worse. The countess apparently took great pleasure in reading these letters, and it was not long before her reputation as a kind ruler began to slip. So, in 1591,
okay,
the 15-year war kicked off, and Ferenc got back at it, the glory-seeking soldier that he was. He basically was never really around, so she was just free to do whatever she wanted and tamper with her little...
Damper and tamper.
Her hobbies. So, he went off to fight the war, leaving her alone to tend and nurture her sadistic ways. She also had at least one child at this point.
At least.
I think they had she gave birth to 5, 2 of them died, and they had 3 that survived or something, but not much was said about their kids.
Lucky them.
Hopefully they ran away.
Hopefully they were just well, mommy's killing the servant girl
or
again, but glad it's not.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Those were two different things.
I don't know. Who knows?
Or escape through her bowels. I don't know which one is worse.
So, so around 1601, a woman called Anna Darvolia moved into the household.
Very nice.
They became very close friends, very close. Some even say they were secret lovers.
I was going to say, like,
they were like lesbian lovers, is what a lot of historians and writers presume. But
just because two ladies are close, so yes, they're clearly gay for each other.
Definitely. Fuck. But there's also plenty of evidence.
These writers, men are these writers.
Probably. Plenty of evidence from statements from other members of the staff that Anna encouraged Elizabeth's sadistic side. And it seems that Anna was kind of like a catalyst for her becoming like a mass murderer, but I'm pretty sure it was deep down inside her all along. I'm sure it was 100%. Just like
I feel like a lot of people like say that when they are already going to do something, but they like, oh, but it's the catalyst. Like, well, no, that you're just using that person as a scapegoat.
Exactly. There's a different word for that, okay?
Yeah.
So it has been said that during this time, after Miss Anna Darvolova moved in, but also even before, well, anyways, it's said that Bathory was seeking ways to keep herself looking young and beautiful. She was hashtag 30ish at this point. So
she had to try everything.
She was
trying to do what she could. Drain the servant girl's neck blood and paint it on her face like a goddess.
Literally what they said she might have done.
Oh,
drain the blood and bathe in it, but that was probably a rumor. Anyways, but I'll tell you some stuff she most likely definitely did. So it was during one of Bathory's torture sessions that apparently she had blood splatter on her arm, and the next day she was convinced that her skin, where the blood had been, looked softer and more youthful. And her good old friend Anna was like, well, the blood of young virgin girls keep you young and beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to pause right here really quick. Now, if she had gotten a cut on her, now, first of all, like that would be bad because, of course, you could get, but I mean, back in the 1590s, like what kind of diseases really were you getting? Now, there is a certain procedure that they use. I don't think they do it now because it's so disgusting, but it was the vampire facelift.
Oh, they still do it. My friend literally did it like a month ago in LA.
Yeah, so it's like
they do it all the time.
I could understand like where their brains went, where like because I bet you they felt like, especially if they got a cut on themselves and like the blood got on there and it felt like tighter, like all those platelets were in there and they were actually like doing like they were actually like not rebuilding tissue, but like because that sounds like very zombie like, but like rejuvenating the tissue a little bit, right? Because it has all those amazing stem cells and not stem cells. I'm sorry, I'm saying all the wrong things. The great platelets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I love where they take it to the nth degree. Like, it was because it was the virgin blood.
Yeah.
It's the best kind of blood.
Yeah, at least we use our own blood for that.
Clearly, because we're not psychos.
In the spas.
We're just painting it on our face like a bunch of psychopaths. Like, let's beat time.
I just have to do this every month.
I just need one more do-over, so can you paint this blood on my face?
Is there a sale at Kmart for doll needles? Hopefully that never happens to you at the facelift when you're facelifting your face with blood.
I did it one time, and it was the worst pain I've ever had.
So, like, they suck your...
So what they do is they take blood from your arm, and they'll take it to like a little machine. At least this is when I had it done. This was like... I think the technology is way more advanced. I'm sure your friend had a very different experience. Like, so when I did it...
I don't know, like Kim Kardashian and shit gets it...
Yeah, they took the blood out of my arm and they spun it in a machine with just like the pure platelets or whatever. And then they took what I can only describe as a medieval device for torture. And it was like a roller, like if you saw like a little roller, but it was
needles.
It was just needles. And then she took it and then she put some quote unquote numbing cream on me, which I'm pretty sure it was just like, I don't know, like Neosporin. I can't speak.
It was Vaseline.
Yeah, 100%. So they take this thing, and I don't even know how to describe it, but I'm going to show Brie what I'm doing. But like they went like this on my fucking face, like really fast,
rubbing back and forth on her cheek,
but it was like full of, like I had tears coming down my face. But it was so weird when I got the platelets put on my face, and I'm not a vain person. I did this all as like a fucking guinea pig because it was free and it was like whatever. Yeah, I'll try everything once. My aunt does this kind of stuff. My aunt, not my aunt. And anyway, so so when they put the stuff on your face though, you can actually feel your skin get instantly tighter. It's the freakiest shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But anyway,
our bodies produce some insane, amazing fucking things.
So they were on the right track, except they got a a little eager.
Well, who knows about the young versions? Maybe you don't know something, Shay.
Clearly.
Maybe you got to get in one of those circles.
Yeah.
Under the ground.
Yes, and put a virgin's ball
Under
on my
DIA.
face. Jesus.
Probably. Anyway, so it was also said that she drained the girl's blood and bathed in it, but that rumor started 100 years after she died, so they think that's just a rumor.
That's
I'm sick of rumors starting.
Oh, good old Lindsay. Oh my gosh, have you seen Lindsay Lohan?
Isn't she kind of healthy?
She looks amazing.
She does. Look,
Dubai has like treated her so well.
She's in Dubai. Good.
Yeah, that's where she went because she got out of Hollywood, and which I didn't know about this, but my sister and her wife were like telling me all about it. I guess they're all up at Lindsay's butthole, but whatever.
That's fine.
It's fine. It's a nice butthole to be up, I guess.
I'm sure it is.
But like she said, like she went to like Dubai, and like they just love her over there, and then she's just living her best life.
Good.
And
yeah, they don't fucking
and
talk shit to her and like drive her to fucking alcohol and
so I saw her on
abuse.
Like the Super Bowl. Like what commercial was it for? It was for one of the Super Bowl commercials, and she looked fucking fantastic.
Good.
So I was like, good for you, Lindsay. You got out of here.
These girls turning their lives around. Maybe Brittany
as long as you get out of America.
Yeah, just Brittany needs to leave.
Yeah.
Go wherever her little fiance's from. He's not from here.
Get the fuck out of here.
He is not from here.
Anyway.
Okay, so Elizabeth's husband ended up dying in January of 1604. Bathory took control of Elizabeth Báthory took control of the extensive estates. And this is actually when Elizabeth seemed to go way off the deep end if she hadn't already been.
Correct.
So things got a little worse.
It got worse.
So Elizabeth had the rep of being very strict with her female workers, mostly young peasant girls, even before her husband died. But again, it got worse after he died. So Elizabeth would go into fits of rage and beat the girls so badly that she would sprinkle sawdust on the ground to soak up their blood. I meant to tell you guys that this part gets a little gruesome from here on out, and it makes me feel weird that I'm telling you all this.
I know, usually this is like the words coming out of my mouth. She sprinkled sawdust on the ground
to soak up their blood.
I mean, that is actually pretty ingenious.
I think as like a cover-up.
But it's ingenious.
Yeah.
It's ingenious.
Yeah. So despite this treatment of staff, Elizabeth was somehow able to keep a steady supply of young women coming into the castle. Oh, they disappeared. It's fine. But again, these young peasant girls, they didn't like, no one cared. Like, they were like, oh, it doesn't fucking matter if they disappear. Like, no one gives a shit, apparently.
But why would you want to be the next, like, oh, yeah, no, that sounds
But,
great.
like, I don't think it was, like, common knowledge. I just think it was, like, oh, we'll go work for the queen.
Yeah, because I guess like queen. I mean, like you probably think like know. If I guess whatever like peasant jobs compared to like living or like essentially even though it's like a workplace hazard that you might die or
I guess I forgot. So I guess a small group of higher ranking servant staff would go and recruit girls.
So they would trick them.
Yeah, I guess is what is said.
That makes
it's kind of
way
like a
more
Ghislaine
sense.
Maxwell kind of thing.
Copy that. Yeah, just going out there.
A little bit like that.
Would you like to come and get a massage or give a massage for like 1,000 pesos?
Or your blood sucked?
Yes.
Thanks. Okay, so then Elizabeth...
It will cost you only 1 duck. And they're like, perfect.
And a golden goose. So then Elizabeth made the terrible mistake of instead of just getting, peasant girls...
Right.
She started getting girls from noble families.
Oh, so that's where she fucked up.
Yeah, so
it's like the olden times of white people.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And so
they're giving a shit now.
Yeah, they were the fucking privileged.
Yeah.
So yeah, these noble families thought their daughters were receiving lessons in etiquette.
Kind of.
In a way.
Oh, no.
And by 1609, it was much more noticeable when these girls of high status went missing. Yeah. So rumors filled the town, and Elizabeth usually found a cover-up story for the deaths. One way she dealt with the issue was having her little coven stop dumping bodies in random areas.
To stop?
Yeah, because they were just dumping the bodies in random places, and people were like, that's Marjorie.
And they're like, you have to stop doing that.
Yeah, she was like, we maybe need to, stop doing that so it's not as obvious.
Like, you need to go, like, at least, like, 4 towns over.
4
into
stores
into
down
the woods.
Okay.
Into the woods.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
a couple shackles to the left.
Right.
I have
100%.
no idea what they said in the 1600s. So
Clearly.
she also apparently started giving them traditional Catholic burials, so that made it a little better.
That's nice of her.
Oh my God.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Jesus forgave her.
I guess so. Did she say she was sorry at the end? So she got in for free?
Well, I blessed him, so
yeah. It's perfect.
I can keep doing this.
Yeah, it's true.
I keep getting fucked up.
You're fine.
I keep messing with it.
No, it's nice.
So
I get it.
So want to hear some of the more fucked up shit she did?
Always.
All right, so cover your baby ears if you don't like this. Ready? Here we go.
Oh my.
She would tie up and hang the girls outside, cover them with honey for the insects to devour.
Oh my God.
During colder parts of the year, young women were stripped naked and forced into deadly ice baths, aka cold water was poured all over them, leaving them to freeze to death outside.
Oh God.
They would be deprived of food and water and sleep for weeks on end.
Okay.
She sometimes tortured the girls by driving needles into their fingers, cutting their noses or lips, or whipping them with stinging nettles.
But okay.
She would bite shoulders and breasts, as well as burning the flesh, including genitals of some victims.
Hence the Dracula. Got it.
She would beat the girls to death, pull their mouths apart with her bare hands.
What?
And even bite chunks of their flesh off or force the girls to do so for each other. Okay, can we just take a deep breath and cleanse our space after me reading that?
No shit. I'm gonna have to cleanse it up.
Shake it off!
Actual fucking sage.
Oh
in
my
this
God,
bitch.
I know. Gross. Wow. Okay.
She would.
I need to delete that.
She would open their mouths with her. Oh my God.
Yeah,
okay.
that fucking fucked me up. So she was psycho. I feel like a psycho for reading this out loud to you guys. We're just fucking crazy. So anyways, moving along.
Tight.
We're going to be done real soon. Don't worry. Okay. So December 29, 1610, the rumors were getting to be a little too much. So Count Grigory Thurzo, I hope I said that exactly right.
I'm sure you totally said that right.
Who oversaw judicial matters as Lord Palatine of Hungary.
Cute.
Went to Bathory's castle and to investigate the countess's alleged crimes against these women of noble birth. And he reportedly, upon arrival, surprised her in the middle of tormenting a victim. So he was like, "Oh, well, you're guilty." So he immediately imprisoned her. But
she was like, "It's not what it looks like."
Due to her high rank, Elizabeth managed to escape the death penalty.
Of course she did.
And she was sentenced to life in prison under the watch of her own family.
Oh, perfect.
But she was apparently bricked into a small set of rooms in her own castle. So she was kind of Rapunzeled. But maybe this is like a different version of Rapunzel.
But that's also that makes sense though. If she was bricked in, it was
like her jail.
But that's part of the story in Dracula. That they brick him into
well,
like a whole thing.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Okay. I was like, oh, Rapunzel?
Okay, Rapunzel? Very Disney? No.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Dracula. Yeah, 100%.
Damn. Well, yeah. There you go, guys. Fact check me, Austin. Bitch. So, yeah, she was bricked into a small set of rooms in her own castle with just a hole to pass food to her.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the countess died alone on August 21st, 1614, after 4 years of confinement.
Oh, she couldn't take it?
She couldn't take it. She just died.
She just died of a broken heart.
I mean, that'd suck.
I guess so. She's like, I can't maim and kill nobody no more.
Yeah. It's like, well, you probably you're pretty much already dead inside. 100%. So you might as well just die and
how old was she?
Free yourself. It was
roughly
1614, and she was born in 1560.
So she was 20. No, that's not right.
454.
Oh, so she lived a long life for
a lady of the 1600s.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I guess too, right? When you're probably had more prestige, you lived a lot longer.
Yeah, and when you're drinking virgin blood, you're really
you're gonna live a lot longer.
Young,
so
you know that's what they say,
right?
That's what Hillary Clinton says. Just kidding.
I don't know if that's part of the food pyramid, but yes.
So,
me.
After the execution. Oh, sorry, I missed the spot. I missed a spot.
I missed a spot.
So
that's what she said with the sawdust.
Elizabeth's servants, 3 females and 1 male, were arrested. Upon this is before she died. This was like when she was like imprisoned. Oh, so 4 of her servants who were like accomplices were arrested. They said they were never culprits, but they did help her bury at least 36 to 51 bodies.
But that wasn't my fault.
But I guess
I get you again. You feel bad because you're just like, what were they supposed to do?
Yeah,
and they just pray that they weren't next.
Yeah. So, yeah, they were all sentenced to death for helping lure and murder the girls.
Okay, so because she killed everybody, but she got life, but they got executed.
They got executed, yeah.
Of course.
Because she was, they were just her, they were her servants.
They're just the help.
Yeah, exactly. So the women's fingers got pulled off with hot pincers before being burned alive, and John the man just got beheaded.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So anyways, after these executions, Thurzo... I don't know anything about Hungarian accents.
It's fine.
Clearly, he continued to investigate the Countess, and the evidence he gathered included 289 witness statements. After his raid of the castle, they found what was left of between 100 to 200 bodies.
Oh my God.
Keep in mind that they had been tortured and mutilated, and many had already been decomposed, so who knows how many they were.
So it could be upward of like 300 or something like that.
Oh, well, maybe according to one witness and to Elizabeth herself, she personally accounted for 650 deaths. Shit. Which sounds crazy, which hopefully it is, but keep in mind, she had almost unlimited power over peasants, and she was fucking insane.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like you could get away with it. Like,
and it was over she could kill 20 years.
Yeah, right. She could kill like a peasant every month, and it would still be pretty. Like maybe 2 a month or 3 a month, and like would be nothing. Yeah. Would be a drop in the hat to that.
Yeah. So,
Jesus.
Many of the witnesses who spoke out against Bathory, were one of Thurzo's people, so they thought that maybe like they were like being loyal to Thurzo, so like they thought maybe that they could have lied, so it's like who knows how many she actually killed, but it was definitely a fuck ton.
Right.
And in 1602, a priest wrote a letter that discussed the excessive cruelty exhibited by Bathory and her husband toward their servants.
Did a priest write that?
A priest wrote that.
Okay.
Because I guess they were confessed to. I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, that's the story of Elizabeth Báthory.
That was a nice story.
Yeah, guys.
You put my stories up to like kind of give them a run for their money.
Well,
that Jeffrey Dahmer one. That was like a candle to the wind to that.
I won't do anything like this ever again.
That's a lie.
Not ever again. I mean,
not for a while.
Not for a long
She's
time.
gonna need a palate cleanser.
I just had to keep it weird.
I'm into the keeping it weird, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed that.
We're gonna move on to some lighter subjects now.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to switch it up. Shay's always got the gruesomes.
I do. I always got an itch for that witch.
Bitch. All right, let's move it along, Sally.
We're having a little bit of a palate cleanser.
Perfect. And that's good because it's about food.
Because I'm talking about food.
Yes. Is this the amuse-bouche?
The amuse... you will find it amusing, that's for sure.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so this is... it's a list, you guys. Are you excited? I love me a good list. It's kind of... I think I've done a list like this before, but I'm like, it's this next... Different? It's part deux.
Part deux?
It's crazy food history.
Ooh.
And a few food trends that I stumbled upon. So, whatever.
Great.
Anyways.
TikToks?
Huh?
TikTok trends?
No. But just random ones. But, like, not, like, now. Like, not, like, fucking an Insta Chef or bullshit like that. I don't... It's fucking... There's, like, again... On Next Level Chef, there's this one guy that he is, like, he just screams and, like, slaps meat. And that's, like, him being a chef. But he's a really good chef. Which he made it on there, so obviously he had some type of fucking skill. But his gimmick is like slapping meat. It's really fucking obnoxious. Hey, Buddha.
That's weird. It sounds like this kid I went to culinary school with.
That he slapped the meat
in
Maybe it was the same guy.
Cutting class. Is he short and have blonde hair, curly hair? Balding?
No, but he is balding.
Well, this boy's been balding since he was 18 years old.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate for him. Maybe that's why he has to slap it a meat.
What's his name? Hopefully he's listening. You know who you are.
You know who you are. Okay. So we're going to start with some carrots. They're not always orange.
24 carat. Magic? Fact, they're not.
No. And I mean, like, you probably know this.
Oh, I know.
That in the wild that they're white, yellow, or purple.
Oh, they are.
Until a few centuries ago.
Oh, really?
Did you not know that?
Not in the wild, I guess. I didn't realize.
So when people began cultivating the carrots in Eurasia, it looked very different from today's crunchy vegetables. Ancient Greeks talked about carrots and parsnips interchangeably. People in Central Asia began domesticating purple and yellow carrots around 900 AD, which is a still crazy sentence. Wow. Orange carrots are actually a mutation that farmers cultivated for a sweeter taste because we Americans suck.
We need it to be sweet.
Same
with our corn, too.
Oh, my God, yeah. Corn's a whole other ballgame.
Started.
Okay, pies. They date back thousands of years, right?
Oh, yeah.
So for much of...
Do they?
For much of history, yeah.
Tell me.
For much of history, people ate savory meat pies, which are delicious. Mm-hmm. If you've never had one, go get yourself one. Yeah, except not the other white meat.
No.
Instead of the crust, the ancient Romans filled reed tubes with pies to hold the filling, but medieval English pies took the food to a whole new level. The English called their crust a coffin, which is kind of accurate, right? For the filling.
Goes to die and bake.
Right? But it's like a little coffin, then you put a little crust on it. It's like a little delicious coffin. You close it up, poke holes in it in case something's still alive in there. Just joking.
I don't think I remember that part.
Right. So, and what went in the pie? Chicken, of course. It was easy for customers to see exactly what flavor of pie that they were about to eat, since bakers left chicken claws hanging through the side of the crusts.
Oh, that's gangster.
The legs weren't just decorative; they were used as handles.
No, they were not.
They were. You're dead serious.
Oh no! How? They didn't just pull out.
They would just like, because they would bake it on the side and like probably, I don't know. And they would like use it as like the little handles, and they would...
That's incredible.
Can you imagine?
Oh, I'm gonna start doing that at my pie shop.
Please do.
When I open.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna say this
gangster
next part wrong, but it's fine. I believe it's called the cockentrice. So when it comes to the weirdest food delicacy of the Tudor age, the cockentrice takes the trophy. As a half pig, half capon? It's a rooster?
Oh, yeah.
Capon?
Capone?
Capone, thank you. Capone hybrid that was posthumously stitched together to resemble some kind of mythical beast. The cockentrice.
Okay.
Oh, I'll tell you how it's made.
Is there pictures?
There are pictures. You can go look that up online. It's spelled COCKNENTRICE. Look it up. It's real fucking weird.
Oh my God. Firstly, this sounds like Ripley's Believe It or Not shit.
Yeah. So firstly, you took a pig and a capone, I guess, scald them down.
Take
and
the feathers?
Yeah, drain them and then cut them both in half at the waist. Taking a needle and thread, you then had to sew the back of the pig to the front of the rooster and the back of the rooster to the front of the pig. Now for the stuffing, you would stuff it like a pig. So
one side was a pig and the other side was a rooster?
Correct.
But the pig is huge.
But if it's like a baby pig...
Oh, it was a baby.
Right, like they're little pigs. And like back then, like the pigs like now,
oh my God,
right?
That's so weird.
Right. So, which I'm just thinking about cross-contamination too. Like, how do these people not get sick?
Oh,
so now so you stuff it like a pig. You then glaze it with eggs, yolks, saffron, ginger, and parsley juice before roasting it on a spit. Then... So this wasn't the only way to go, though. Some chefs got even more creative by soaking the cockentrice's head with branding and set it alight so it seemed to breathe fire.
Oh, wow, because it did probably look like a fucking dragon.
Correct. So, like, that's what they would do, and that was usually usually like the main course of, like, an event.
Wow.
Okay, so
should do that. this summer.
We should
do a cock and trace, Shay.
I feel like you would get shut down by the health department now.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay, we're going to move on to something a little bit more familiar.
Tasteful?
The sandwich. Yes, tasteful. That's a great way. The Earl of Sandwich, less formally known as the John Montague.
Okay.
Is credited for inventing the sandwich. The story is based on Earl's participation in a 24-hour gambling streak in the late 1700s, which kept him hungry but unwilling to leave the table. His need for a quick handheld meal was supposedly the birth of one of the most popular food items in the world. So while the story may be more legend than history, it's a great way to think of the convenience of a sandwich.
I love sandwiches the most. What's your favorite sandwich? That's
tough. I do love... Well, actually, right now, it's been like the Butterfly Cafe's vegetarian sandwich. They put like the hummus as a spread. Stevine's got artichokes. This sandwich has everything. It has... Kale.
Cheese.
Oh, it's so good.
Lemon cashew.
Oh my god.
Dressing or
so
something.
Good. It's like a lemon cashew tahini sauce.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, they
highly recommend. Yeah.
Do you ever go to Pickle Barrel?
No, I haven't.
Well, they're pretty good.
And you're like, yeah, well, you're missing out.
Well, they do meat sandwiches really good. I've never had a vegetarian sandwich there.
Yeah, that's fair. There's some places you have to just go get a meat sandwich. Like Choice City. You can't.
You're not trying to get a portobello fucking steak.
No, just get the fucking boiga.
My heel itches.
I'm sorry. Okay, so lobsters. Lobsters is next.
I love lobster.
So imagine visiting a beach in New England and finding lobsters piled 2 feet high on the shore.
Oh my god, my heaven.
Right, so that's how many lobsters used to live in the Atlantic. Native American used the plentiful shellfish as fertilizer for their crops. Which is crazy to me.
Those shells are real good.
Yeah, they also ate lobster by wrapping them in seaweed and baking them on rocks. Lobsters were actually seen as a poor man's food since they were so abundant. In the colonial era, prisoners dined on lobsters. Massachusetts servants even negotiated their contracts to say they refused to eat lobsters more than twice per week because they were just like, that is foul.
That's so funny.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
So funny how we...
Now you go to Melting Pot, it's a fucking $15 upcharge.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Christ on a cross.
Exactly. Okay, sauerkraut. Americans were deeply patriotic during World War I, as we are now. I mean, let's be real. When it comes to I'll explain that here in a minute. Sorry. In fact, as soldiers crossed the Atlantic to fight the Germans on the home front, Americans stripped German words from their food vocabulary. It started with sauerkraut. The food so linked with Germany took on the name Liberty Cabbage.
Like a freedom garden.
100%. During the conflict.
Victory Garden. That's what it was called.
What was that for?
That was like people planted victory gardens. I think it was like World War One?
World War One.
Yeah, and it was like because shit was not sustainable, so everyone planted a garden and they called them your victory garden because you fucking...
That's hilarious.
That's not the... I'll do a podcast on them one day because
that's interesting.
I literally have a cookbook called The Victory Garden.
Interesting.
It's like an old lady.
I'm into that.
Inspired by the war.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, whatever. Whatever, Golden Girl. She got us through it. It's fine. Frankfurters turned into Liberty sausage, which I'm sure there's a lot of...
Liberty sausage.
Seen a lot of those.
Am I
right? Jesus. Well, hamburgers became Liberty steak. Americans displayed their patriotism.
Why couldn't it just be a steak?
I don't understand why hamburgers were called Liberty steak. I don't know why they weren't just called
hamburger.
Like Liberty burgers or Liberty sandwiches or something like that.
It's true. I don't know.
Americans display their patriotism outside the grocery store too. Dachshunds earned the name Liberty Pups. They wouldn't even say Dachshunds. Liberty Pups. While the infectious disease known as German measles became Liberty measles. So it's just like, hey, don't worry, son. You got them Liberty measles. It's going to be okay. You just salute your way out of this. What the fuck? I mean, come on. We all know that this trend is a thing, right? Does anybody remember, what was it called? Freedom fries after 9/11? Yeah. I remember Freedom fries. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Fucking Freedom fries. And Freedom fries were fucking delicious. Not because they
always
guaranteed
are.
me freedom, but it was because they were like from my cafeteria and like I don't know what it was, but
It was called. Oh, of course,
they were
Texas
called,
was all about.
Oh, they were all about
Freedom
that fucking
fries.
shit. Freedom fries. But like I love cafeteria French fries because it's all just like it's like you could give me a salt block and that's essentially what it was. Like French fries, like hamburgers that taste like nothing, but I'm just like I could just rub this all over my tongue and I'll be solid. That'd be great.
It's fine.
Okay, a
This is
cheese
freedom.
from Sardinia. This local delicacy is only considered ripe when the maggots reach the right amount of wiggle. Yeah, it took a turn real quick. According to some, if they aren't wiggling, they're dead. And if they're dead, the cheese is too decayed to support them. And sadly, it's no good to eat.
What cheese is this?
It's called a cheese. Well, it's called. I'll get to that in here in a minute.
Okay.
You probably didn't come to hear about maggots, but c'est la vie. The cheese is called Kazu Marzu.
Okay.
Kasu. I could be
this.
saying that wrong. And it's a local delicacy that, thanks to the newfound it's illegal. Thanks to it being now illegal, it's now next to impossible to find unless you're in the know, which is still crazy that people still seek this shit out. The cheese has
I make it in my basement under my bed.
This cheese has everything. It has maggots. No, I'm just joking. It starts off with
It's in a cave.
yeah, you have to have it regurgitated into your mouth. It's great. It starts off as like a Parscano Sardo. I don't even know what that is. Then cheesemakers either move hatched maggots into holes bored into the cheese, or they leave the cheese to attract the cheese, or they leave the cheese to attract the cheese flies on its own. Either way, they get there. As the maggots eat their way through the cheese, they poop digested cheese back out, and that's what you're eating. You're eating shit. You know, you guys thought the vampire was bad, but like, you're eating shit with this cheese. So don't go eat this cheese.
Don't eat maggot cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Along with, of course, the maggots themselves, as the cheese is served still wiggling. If you're thinking this sounds like an unsanitary nightmare of a health risk, you're in agreement with the EU. They ban the cheese for understandable reasons, including the fact that if you don't chew really well, the maggots can survive most of your digestive system instead of residence in your intestines.
Oh, no.
Especially for a cheese that apparently tastes mostly like gorgonzola. So there you go. That's what it tastes like. Just eat
gorgonzola.
Go get some gorgonzola.
Perfect.
Pez. Oh. So Pez wasn't always a fruit-flavored candy sold in novelty dispensers.
What was it?
When an Austrian...
It was an ant killer.
Right? Was it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola is.
Yeah, that's true. It is. It works really effectively. But it also attracts those motherfuckers, too. When an Austrian named Edward Hans III invented Pez in 1927, he thought the drops would be used as a smoking alternative. Not alternative.
They weren't fruit flavor? Were they just like mint?
I guess. I don't know.
They were just like, here, chew this chalk square.
It's fine.
And fucking stop smoking.
Is your curving subsided yet?
Even though all the doctors do it.
Yeah. At first, customers could only buy Pez in round drop form. And the only flavor was peppermint. So you're right. That's how the candy got its name.
So intuitive about my Pez.
Right? That's how it got its name. Apparently, Pezferment. I guess it's probably it's the German word for peppermint. Which
Freedom Pez.
I'm not saying that German word right because I can't speak that fucking language.
Pezferment.
Say that again?
Pezferment.
Perfect. You nailed it.
Yeah, I'm super German. I'm half German.
I thought I was a lot of German and my dad was wrong.
You're nothing.
So it was shortened to Pez, but Hans eventually changed the design to tiny brick shape and added more flavors for the kiddies.
And then he let him...
Just like the smoking cigarettes. Remember those? Those were great.
Yeah, the chalk cigs. Mm-hmm. Those are sweet.
So pink lemonade. We're going to move on to pink lemonade. So according to the book of How the Hot Dog Found Its Bun, there are two origin stories behind the drink, and both make for some bizarre food origin stories. The first story tells of a tale of Pete Conklin, a circus concession stand worker. One day he ran out of water to make his lemonade with. Instead of calling it a day, he tried to find more water, which he found in a dressing room. Problem is somebody was just using it to clean their pink stockings, giving the bucket of water a pastel pink hue. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Ignoring all health concerns, he used that pink water to create the alleged strawberry quote-unquote pink lemonade. His business skyrocketed because of this new twist to the usually bright yellow drink. The second tale...
He was just a big fat liar.
100%. And it's disgusting.
It's actually sock juice.
It's a sock juice. Idiots. You stupid idiots. Can't you taste the sock sweat of my tears? The second tale recounts an accidental discovery by Henry Allott, another circus worker. He dropped red cinnamon candies in the glass of lemonade, resulting into the rose-colored lemonade we know today. But I'm pretty sure it was the sock juice.
I'm going to go with sock juice.
Because I'm pretty sure if you dropped cinnamon candies in it, it's going to taste like fucking cinnamon.
Yeah, you're going to notice that, and you're not going to think it's a delicious beverage that pink lemonade is today.
Here's a fun fact for you. The other white meat was almost hippo. In the first decade of the 20th century, I told you this was a wild ride. The U.S. was facing something of a food shortage. I can speak today. Jesus Christ,
I can't either.
You guys.
Is something in the air?
God damn, of a food shortage. Good God. Congress was,
Olipop.
I guess so, was tasked with tossing around some ideas on how to feed the country's people. And one of those ideas involved importing hippos to areas like bayous of Louisiana. Yeah, that's right. They were going to dump hippopotamuses.
Yeah, I'm sure we wanted to do that.
They were also going to give...
Operation Dumbo Drop. What was that movie?
That was a great one. You had it right. Operation Dumbo Drop. They were also going to give them a bit of an image makeover. And the newspaper, instead of calling them... I'm sorry. The newspapers were going to call them lake cows. Yeah. Except these lake cows will rip your fucking face off. God, I love the media.
No, it's funny. They literally still do all that shit still.
Yes, it's so funny. It's true, though. So the idea was actually pretty brilliant, as long as you've never met an actual hippo. Because, again, they'll fucking rip your face off.
A lake cow?
A lake cow. Right? That's amazing.
And then drink milk every day of your life.
Because it won't hurt you ever. And it was meant to make us... It was meant to make use of the marshes and swamps that were considered to be wasted land. It's a crazy story, but in the end, the U.S.
We literally don't think sometimes. No. We'll just import some hippos, since these wetlands are useless. Clearly, there's nothing that is fucking valuable here. We'll just put hippos from another fucking continent out here, and it'll be fine. It's gonna be fucking fine. We are so smart, and it's science.
We will take these hippopotamuses. I can't say hippos.
Hippopotamus?
We will take these hippos, and we'll take them to a very arid climate, and take them to just balls deep humidity, and they'll be fine.
They're fine. They're stupid.
It will not fuck with our the ecosystem at all. It'll be fine. So thank God that did not happen.
Thank God someone stopped that.
So the U.S. didn't decide. They decided not to go with a hippo. I bet they had a couple. Oh, I'm sure they did. They brought them as a solution to the problem of the food supply. It seems that the main downfall of the idea was being caught in development hell with the federal government. So it was always the feds, always stopping the man. So over the years, the bill to introduce hippos was pushed aside again and again. There was an actual bill, and it was eventually decided that it was a better idea to turn swampland into the land usable not by lake cows, by boring old land cows. Bummer.
So they just put cows in a swamp?
Yes, 100%.
These will be fine. They're pretty much aquatic.
It's fine. It's fine. And then we get the manatees. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they tried to crossbreed a cow and a hippo, and they got the manatee.
Maybe.
Those
manatees, they're so cute.
They are cute.
I love them.
Which they are called a sea cow. See?
Shay. Are you?
I'm breaking conspiracies one right after the other on 30-ish. Don't even worry about it.
Start new conspiracies every day.
100%. The potato chip. So once upon a time, a customer, Jesus fucking Christ, Shay, a customer dined at Saratoga's Springs Moon Lake House, say that 4 times fast. Like most people, he ordered the house specialty, Moon's fried potatoes. Chef George Crumb gave him exactly what he ordered, but the batch of fried potatoes kept coming back to the kitchen because he was a fucking asshole and he kept complaining that they were too thick. So, what did he do? He did like any good chef would do, and he got vengeance. Mm-hmm. So, So he cut the last batch of potatoes as thin as possible. Some petty ass shit. Some shit that I would do. He fried them to a crisp and was like, here you fucking go. And he like dumped a shit ton of salt on it. And
it was delicious.
Yeah, and Crumb thought that is how so Crumb thought that now the chips were like surely like unedible. And like obviously that's not what happened. He took the first bite and he fucking loved it because he's a monster. And the potato chips were born.
He's not a monster. He's smart. Those were delicious.
No, he's a monster because he went back and back and back to like whatever. He's a monster in that respect. But so now you know, and you will forever be grateful for that fucking Karen that kept sending that shit back.
God damn it, Karen.
Yeah, and his amazing, unexpected revenge plot. So, whatever. Let's see. Pozzoli, yes, Pozzoli. The delicious Mexican Christmas time stew, which I've never actually had.
What?
I know. That's made with chicken or pork, was originally prepared by the Aztecs using human flesh. That's just a random fun fact for you.
Oh, hell yeah. Get it.
And these are just like kind of like these. Now I'm just like on like these little fun little facts, which that's not so much fun, but you get it.
I got you.
Yeah. In the early 1990s.
It's fun because I didn't know it.
There you be. So in the early 1990s, a lick full of ice cream was served in a small glass container called penny licks. The customer would lick the glass clean and then return it to the vendor, who would then reuse the glass for the next customer. Didn't matter that tuberculosis was around, but the Spanish flu put a shutdown to that quickly. So,
that makes sense.
But yeah, they're just like, they're peasants. They don't matter. It's fine. McDonald's had to redesign their coffee spoons in the late 1970s because people were using them to snort cocaine. Yeah. That actually was said
aerodynamic.
Yeah, that's actually, if you look it up, like look up 1970s McDonald's coffee spoon, and I think somebody even said that, and that's why they're like, oh, we got to change the image. It was like, this is like a perfect spoon to snort cocaine, and you look at it, it just looks like something that fucking Snoop Dogg would use. It's hilarious. It's really funny. In Finland, there's a Burger King with a built-in sauna where you can bring your food and eat it in the nude. That's a real fucking true story. I don't want to
eat Burger King ever.
Especially in a hot, sweaty room.
I don't want to eat anything in a sauna.
Right? So, I don't
Do you want to eat anything in a sauna?
Maybe you have...
Except a fucking smoothie or a daiquiri?
Maybe
Except you're going to die if you eat a daiquiri in a fucking sauna, because aren't you not supposed to drink alcohol or something?
100%, but maybe you're just like that kind of anorexic, and you're just like, hey, you know how I'm going to have this guilt-free hamburger if I eat it in a fucking sauna? Because I'm going to pass out, and then someone's time to call the ambulance. So,
I guess that is why you would want to eat in a sauna. I only eat in a sauna. Actually, it lowers the carbs.
It's true. See, it just
boosts my metabolism.
It does. It's really good. And lastly, the owners of Ray's Sausage in Cleveland spent nearly $300,000 to combat a foul odor their shop was accused of emitting throughout the neighborhood. After an investigation, it was discovered that the smell was actually coming from the next door, where a serial killer was keeping his victims' decomposing bodies. I just had to add that one because it was a very fun fact and it was murdery and I loved it.
Oh my God. I'll have to ask Chris about that. He's from Cleveland.
Oh, then he'll know.
Outside.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Ray's Sausage?
Ray's Sausage.
Okay, I'll ask him.
And that's my random list of ridiculous facts.
That was nice.
It was short and sweet, but
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was like fucking rapid fire.
Rapid fire, but it was
like
nice.
That.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Little palate cleanser for your palate.
Yes. Ended on a high note.
It did. High note.
I don't know.
It's fine.
Well, Shay, it's that time. It's that time to roll the dice and that time for me to
Give your spiel.
To say goodbye to all our family. THURDYIS fucking H.
I like it.
Forever let us hold our banners high. Hi, hi. Oh, that's
It'll
the
soon be our
beginning
t-shirt.
now, Mickey Mouse. Oh, yeah. We need to make it soon. We're making a t-shirt.
It's happening, you
heard
guys.
it here first. It might have something to do with extraterrestrials. And I hope you guys are going to want to fucking wear it. If you hear this message right now, fucking get on your phone right now and DM me that you are listening to this and that you're excited for this t-shirt with extraterrestrials.
It's really, really cool.
On it. Okay?
Our friend Derek is helping us with the design, and he's incredible.
Yeah, he's dope and has really cool style and vision, and I'm really excited to get you guys some t-shirts.
You got some merch, some 30-ish merch.
I know, look at that.
We're growing.
We are.
We're gonna finally be our best 30-ish selves by the time we're 40. I'm just joking. We're not.
Well, it's coming soon.
It's coming.
Not
soon.
40.
No, we're gonna say that word.
We're
slightly jerk off this dice.
Yeah, she's just fondling the dice balls.
Balls
the die.
deep. Balls deep.
Just rub it out.
Am I rolling now?
Yeah. If you don't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook and all the things. And we love you and thank you. What'd you roll, Shay?
Awesome.
Number 5?
I rolled 5, and that is a free roll. I wonder what it's gonna be.
Oh my God! Another.
I might surprise you. I know
it's probably gonna be science.
Yeah, totally.
It's gonna be science. Okay, here we go.
4.
History.
That is history, I believe.
Food?
No, it's history.
Will you send that to me right now on my new phone?
Sorry, yes.
You send it to me 7 times and I never do anything with it.
Fine.
So it's fine. Okay, well, I guess I got history, right?
Yes. I'm into it.
I love it. I almost did a crime but it was more history and it wasn't a crime. But it is a crime, but it's not. But it's so perfect. Yes. Okay, well, we love you guys. Thank you again. And do all the things and let us know how you feel about us. Rate, review us.
Unless you hate us, don't rate us if you don't
Don't
like us.
hate us if you ain't us.
Yes.
Anus, okay? Don't. And
don't do it.
we love you and we thank you. So we'll talk to you soon. See you next week. Bye-bye.